The Persistence of Memory is one of the most famous paintings by Salvador Dali, better known by the popular name Soft Clock. This painting does not differ in impressive dimensions and was painted by the artist in just a few hours. And this breaks our habitual and stable stereotype that any masterpiece should be created for a long time, requiring the author to sacrifice a significant part of his life. At the time when the painting was released, the artist himself was going through hard times. This concerned both the financial side of his life, his relationship with his father, and personal creative experiences. Dali's father was against his chosen one and did not want to accept her in any way, believing that she was not the best match for his son. Here, the age and questionable moral qualities of the chosen one played a key factor in this attitude. Of course, not sharing his father's opinion, the artist left his father's house, left without any financial support. And 1931st year was really hungry for the artist. The income far away was not only insignificant, but also irregular. And for writing The Permanence of Memory, Dali was inspired, oddly enough, by melted cheese. So the clock in the picture acquired a liquid and viscous form. At first, the artist painted a landscape of a deserted seashore with a trunk of a dry olive tree. But even then Dali understood that there must be something else in the picture. The whole surrealist could not convey to us such a stingy idea. And now the famous clock appeared on the canvas. It is in an unusual form for us that there are 3 clocks in the picture, which symbolize the past, present, and future. The artist tells us that time has no linearity, it is not calculated in seconds, minutes, and hours. This is all human craft for the convenience of definition and orientation. According to Dali, time is what is inside each of us, and it is directly related to the perception of life, its situations, emotions, and experiences. When we miss just like that or for someone, time crawls like a turtle, life seems infinitely tedious and long. But when we are filled with happiness, we have fun and feel good. Some fly one after another, without giving the widow the opportunity to enjoy them. The clock of the present is depicted on top of the sleeping head, obviously, of the artist himself. Also with his eyes closed, he is in a deep sleep, and at this moment the prize ceases to be real and tangible. There is no time in the sleep state. Or it is there, but somewhere out there, on the surface, in reality itself. But while a person is immersed in sleep, he is not there, where there is time. The clock of the future flows smoothly from the edge of the table. They are located close to the sleeping artist, as if waiting for his awakening. On this watch, we see a fly, as a symbol of the inspiration of all Greek philosophers and Dali himself. This means that when he wakes up, the present will be filled with inspiration, and he, full of creative forces, will create his masterpieces. But the stalks of a dry and lifeless olive just bleakly flock to the hours of the past. They exist, but for us it is already comprehended only in faded memories. And an important detail of the picture is a clock of normal physical shape turned upside down. Ants crawl on their surface. Taleb was afraid of ants, and for him they were the personification of death and destruction. He placed them on an ordinary clock for a reason, thereby indicating that the time that we observe on the usual dials is only the countdown of life. Each stroke of the second hand brings the inevitable death closer. Now, I think it's better to switch to a more positive detail that the artist left on this canvas. The background of this fragment will serve us the perception of Dali himself as an artist and creator. He firmly believed that one day he would become an innovator in the art world and would certainly break into the arena of creativity, bringing a fresh and unique look at the creation of brilliant masterpieces. The egg served as a symbol of faith in oneself and one's uniqueness in the picture. It is located at the very edge of the Amberden Plain, near the rocks of Cape Creus, that is, exactly where Dali was born. The egg, a public symbol of Christ the Savior. And in the context of the picture, the persistence of memory has become, of course, a symbol of Dali the Savior, who is to become, to quote the artist himself, the savior of modern art. Immodestly, but quite the spirits gave. As a result, this vision of his work turned out to be prophetic. This is an amazing example of how a person can go against social norms and perceptions due to his indestructible nonconformism. Today, we can see a picture of the permanence of memory at the Museum of Modern Art in New York, where it was transferred in 1934 and is kept there to this day.